Hey, Bishal, am I audible, Bishal?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations and welcome to your success story. One second, let me check if, yeah,
Thank you, sir.
the webinar is live stream and I have few people have joined here as well. We'll start the session in another minute, Bishal. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You can switch on the video in the.
Yeah, sure.
I can see you. All right. Welcome to the success story of Mr. Bishal. Bishal has recently transitioned his career into data analyst. Is that correct, Bishal?
Sir, business analyst.
Business analyst. All right.
Yes, sir.
So he's from DataMites CDS batch. Bishal, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So we'll start with your introduction, Bishal. Go ahead and give you a brief about your profile, Bishal.
Okay, sir. So, hello everyone. My name is Vishal Kumar, sir. I have recently completed my graduation from Bachelor's of Computer Application in 2023, and then after that I joined DataMites for CDS batch, which is Certified Data Scientist. There I learned many technical skills about and many other skills for related to soft skills also, and many other things. And after that, I joined internship, and then and during that internship, I have done like 7 projects of total.
Very good. I'm looking at your resume, Vishal, as we speak. So
Yes,
you're actually from computers application, bachelor's in
yes, sir.
computation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So I assume that you have a bit of programming exposure, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you find Python? Do you know Python before you started your journey?
No, sir. Like Python was new for me because in this year I have learned different languages like C, C++, Java, and Oracle also, Oracle, SQL, and others. But I haven't learned that Python. So it
Okay,
was like a bit new to me. But programming skills were like it was I have achieved.
correct. So you have a understanding of programming, of course. You're from
Yes, yes,
BCA, and Python you don't have much of exposure. So you
yes,
started
sir.
learning Python after you joined the course, right?
Yes, sir.
Which batch are you from? Which DataMites batch are you from?
August 14.
Last year.
Yes, sir.
Right. So yeah, that's a normal time. So 8 to 9 months is a course, and then you spend about 2 months. So you're roughly at the 3 to 4 months after your course completion, you got placed, which is
Yes,
good.
sir.
So Vishal, I would like you to share your experience of learning individual aspect of this data science. So Python, machine learning, statistics. How did you find, and what are the materials you referred? Which module you find it difficult, and how did you work towards learning them?
Okay, sir. So first of all, like I have joined on August 14 on offline batch, which is in Sudujet. There I attended all the offline classes, and from all every day like I was attending offline classes, and after that coming to home, I used to practice Python because as it was new to me, so it took me like 2 weeks to fully learn the Python, and then we switched to statistics and then machine learning, and again some bit of statistics again, and then deep learning and something like Power BI also visualization tools also have been learned.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. And for me, machine learning was a little bit tough and statistic also, because statistics like it was like whole new concept for. So I have
Statistics is
to
new to you, of course. You're not from
yes
the
yes
mathematics background, right? But
yes
how much time you have taken to learn, like let's say Python? How long it took you? You're from computer science background. Should have taken
yes
lesser time, isn't it? How
yes
long?
it
How
took
many weeks it took?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. How much
Yes,
time you have spent for learning statistics and machine learning?
statistics like it took me like more than 20 days.
Still in days, which is very good. And machine learning.
So machine it took me like 1.5 months. It
So
was
that's very cool. So approximately in 2 to 3 months, you have actually learned all of the key aspects of data science. Can I say
yes
that?
yes sir. But again like in during the project time session, there were like some also new concepts which I used to learn.
Hmm.
So you can say that during projects also I used to learn all those new things.
Yeah, of course. When you're applying what you learn more. That's always
Yes,
the
yes,
case, right?
sir.
So I would say it would have taken 6 to 7 months, like pretty much same as most people have spent to get
Yes,
the
sir.
knowledge of data science topics to the
Yes,
market
sir.
level, right? So how many mock interviews you attended within DataMites? Did you clear
Three,
in
sir.
first three? Okay, so it's the same like some of the people who are recently successfully transitioned. So three would be okay. So first two times when you failed, what are the things you missed?
So during the first year, I was not ready for coding round, and during the second, yeah, it was the project, totally project round. So there I had a bit.
Okay, okay, very good. So after you completed your mock interview successfully, got the minimum score. How
Yes,
many
sir.
job interviews you have taken up from DataMites from the placements
Uh,
team?
two.
This is the second one you cracked.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's very good. So, what was the first company you attended?
Sir, it was like the company name was STRO. It was in Coimbatore. It is in Coimbatore.
Okay, and you are not from Coimbatore, right?
No, sir. I am from Odisha.
Odisha. Okay. Well, okay. So, what went wrong in that company, in that interview? Did you miss anything, or what was your experience of?
No, sir. Like it is like an pending. It is in pending stage. Like they have to give me a task and then they will see it.
So, it's not rejected; it's still in process. You mean?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, I've taken the second one, which is a Bulls business
Yes, sir.
analytics. Okay, very good. So, Bishal, can you, there are a lot of audience in this call now, directly in the Zoom as well as in LinkedIn and YouTube.
Yes,
So,
sir.
some of them are current students and some of them are potential aspiring students or aspiring data scientists. What would be what you would like to say to them? A lot of people, let me tell you the concerns they have because I take those concerns on a daily basis in my LinkedIn profile. Most people think data science is very tough, and some people don't have mathematics or ML background. No one has ML background, but someone who is not from mathematics, not from programming, are actually scared of starting their journey, right? And
Yes,
some of the people have this idea of freshers don't get a job. You're a fresher, isn't it?
yes, sir. I am a professor.
What would be your message, Bishal?
So first of all, learning is the most important thing in data science. The more you learn, the more you gain experience space, and according to that space only you can get like jobs or you can crack any interview. During my like, as I said, I have gone through three mock interviews. So all those past experience, I have learned many things, and from my mistakes only. Yeah, as I said, on the first mock interview, I was not ready for Python coding form. So I used to improve. I improved in Python coding also. And then and after that second, I actually what uh, I used to learn how to like give a project overview or review and many more things. And for who is not from mathematics background, it is like not difficult for anyone. As computer generally solves all the problems. So you just have to learn all the basic things, how actually the code works, or how any formula or how any library would work. in that. And for ML, you can learn it from different sources. And LMS is also very good. Like I have learned most of the things from LMS only, and yeah, and offline classes was this.
Oh, LMS, you mean DataMites learning management system, the
Yes,
internal?
sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had the same feedback from other successful candidates as well.
Yes,
That's very good.
and
Yeah,
yes, sir. Sir, has LMS concludes all the topics which are basi- basically necessary for data science.
right. So we have a hot books printed for you,
Yes,
statistics and machine
yes,
learning. That
yes,
was
sir. Yes,
useful as well, right? Yeah.
yes,
It.
sir.
I'm a book guy as well. That's one of the reason we are giving the hard copy material. So if you have something hard copy, the problem is when you're learning from YouTube or any of these things, there's so many distractions, right? So you get a
Yes,
pop up from somewhere. But when you have a hard copy book, you're sitting and learning, which it's one of my proposition as well. Datamites give you the entire material in textbooks, which is really helpful because you can peacefully sit and read. And then when you practice, of course, you practice in your Jupyter notebooks. So that helps. Just to summarize what Bishal said, um, all the three key elements, including other advanced data science, are actually quite straightforward to learn. It's a matter of your discipline study. So you have to spend. I must ask Bishal, how many hours you spend per day after your classroom training?
like after classroom training, I used to like 4 to 5 hours, and
Okay.
during the project, it may go like 10 to 12 hours for completing the project. And
You're a hard
interviews
worker.
also, mock interview also like 10 to 12 hours.
You're a hard worker. That's very good. In fact, this is something which I'm frequently hearing from the candidates who successfully transition to the data science career or analytics career, that they spend 4 hours a day at least for 3 to 4 months in the initial days. And
Yes,
Bishal
sir.
has also spent 10 hours during the projects. So
So
Bishal, you
that's the-
would you stay in the institute back, DataMites Institute, and do it? That's how you.
no,
Oh,
sir. So like sometimes when we need to like communicate with the group, then I used to go to DataMites, and
okay.
unless I used to stay in home.
Stay at home and study. Okay, good. So just to summarize what Bishal said from his own words, that all of these three topics are straightforward. It is not difficult. You could anyone who fresher, not from technical background, can actually learn it. It's a
Yes,
matter of discipline, attending all the classes 2 hours a day, and then spending another 3 to 4 hours, at least 3 hours is what we say. But Vishal and some of the other successful candidates have spent more than 3 hours, 4 hours kinds. And if you could do that for 4 to 5 months, that is more than enough to gain the market level knowledge. And of course, you will be transitioning into the career. So, given that data science evolved a lot, 5 years before, we used to go deeper into mathematics to explain how this algorithm works. We still explain, but we don't derive the equations nowadays because data science is now more abstract, means more application oriented. You don't have to really bother yourself with the equation level knowledge of individual algorithms. Of course, you have it there in the syllabus, you learn it, but that's not really important for your actual work. When you go to job interviews, they are more interested to understand, have you done projects? Do you understand the idea of machine learning, how it works? How can you fine tune it? How do you prepare the data? So if you are good with these aspects and of course statistics, then you're good for the jobs. And of course, when you join a company, they will give you further few weeks of training to make you fit for their particular job roles, right? So I agree with Bishal. So data science and AI, I've been telling it for quite a long time that these are something which are more application oriented. So it doesn't really require any of prior knowledge, either in data or programming or, of course, including machine learning. Good. So before we move on to the question and answers, Vishal, do you have any message you want to give it to the aspiring students?
what should I say? Like, they have to train hard.
there is no there is no substitute for hard work, isn't it?
Yes,
It's I should say people are more what do you say that? So they are more curious about exploring new AI tools, learning AI tools. You know, the one which makes notes, one which summarizes. right? They do
Yes,
all of these things. But the thing is, they don't read the summary at the end of the day. So I have seen many people who use AI tools, which records the lectures, which gives you points, which gives you questions, and what all of that. But the point is, at some point of time, you have to put your time, sit, read it, make your own notes. Until you
yes,
do
sir.
that, you can't really make to the next level of your learning curve. So as Bishal says, there is no substitute for hard work. So you need to put 5 to 6 hours a day if you want to, get transition into the data science career. Thank you, Bishal. So I have questions now. I'm going to
Yes,
start
sir.
with Q&A from the, oh, okay, let me just open up the chat box as well. I just realized that I did not started the chat. All right, so anyone can put in the chat box. It's now open. I have a question from Kishore Jai. He says, "How did you build your resume?"
Oh, okay. So, like for resume, it took me like how to build resume and how to learn all these things for the like. Basically, we know like usually nowadays all the resumes are ATS friendly. For learning all that thing and making a perfect resume, it took me like 2 weeks for building a resume. And Pat team also assisted me in building resume. After they will like assist you for building resume if you get any wrong thing or you want to correct anything.
Right. So essentially, DataMites, if you are with DataMites, whoever asked this, Kishore, if you're already a student, Plaid team has a specific process a standard process to help you with your resume. They send you templates, they will review your resume, give feedbacks, and all of that, right? That's
Yes,
your
sir.
base resume. Once you have that in place, then you have ChatGPT, AI tools to customize it for individual job roles, using, ChatGPT prompts, and then it will fine tune it for the ATS, the application tracking system, which basically you get selected. So if you're going through DataMites already have a good network of recruiters, employers, so you will anyway get calls, no issues. But if you're applying by yourself, you should be very closely monitoring the keywords and ATS friendly resume. Um, Bishal, I forgot to ask, have you applied by yourself apart from whatever job calls you got from DataMites? Did you apply by yourself as well?
Yes, sir. I applied on Notary, Indeed, LinkedIn, and many more places.
Any success?
Yes, sir. I like my resume usually got selected, and after that I used to give test, but for that I didn't get any calls,
Okay. So
get
you
any
have
kind of
you get selected. How many you got selected through this channel?
from like LinkedIn. I got completed what resume shortlisting, na?
Resume shortlisting, yes. How many times you got shortlisted?
Like on LinkedIn, I use 12 to 15 times.
Okay, that's good. But after your initial test, you didn't get the interview calls, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So now I have a second question. I am from a tech background. How DataMites curriculum help to get a job?
Okay. So as we all discussed right now only, like you can learn technical skills also and soft skills also. DataMites that team we also give 2 weeks of soft skill training also. Like I have attended last month only 2 weeks of soft skill training session, and that team is on. What should I say? You know, one point right now.
Okay, that is good. Essentially,
No, sir, because like we are learning technical skills also, soft skills also is usually take place. So that's all.
so that's the question. So I already told that you don't have to be a non-technical background. In fact, 70% people who are successful are non-technical background. DataMites curriculum is very comprehensive. It's fine-tuned to the job market, so you should not have any problem. If you put a honest effort, you should sail through it. What SQL questions they asked in interviews, and how can you tell me how you actually, oh, way to apply the job is already done. Then you have only one question. Any questions on SQL? Vishal, you want to share?
Yes, sir. Yeah, there were questions like one was what was grouping and how many joins and different types of joins, and one case study on joins also, and there was a question on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. So only also there were questions. There was a question about how to find out the department of an employer, of the second highest salary employer.
Okay. Thank you. And Shanu has a question. So coding is a challenge for me. English speaking too. I can take this question, Bishal. So I think
Yes,
it's for me, I guess. Coding, you need to know basic Python, and you don't have to worry about, if you don't know anything right now, once you start learning, it will take only a few weeks. A lot of people who started from scratch took only a few weeks. So you should not be worried about coding. It's pretty easy. I'm teaching my 7 years old daughter. She picked up Python within a week. So if 7 years can pick up in a week, I'm pretty sure that anyone can pick up it. English speaking is different than communication. You don't need to have a polished English, and that's okay. I mean, if you have it, it's a plus. I'm not denying that. But if you don't have, that's not a problem. If you could communicate decent, that is good enough. And you could have seen other success stories. We specifically pick up successful candidates who actually worked hard and got into the career, because that's what we call it as inspiring, like what Bishal has done. And you could see none of us have a great English. We are average English, but that is good enough, right? Communication is important. If you can tell your ideas clearly, short, even if you don't use, you know, good English, that's fine. That's not a problem. One more question: AI and data science, which is a good option to start with from non-tech background? I would say go with data analyst if you're non-tech background, because it doesn't require coding. But if you're not scared of Python, data science is a better option. Okay, data analyst is not a bad option. It is also easier when compared to data scientist, because you don't have to worry about uh, coding and advanced machine learning. But eventually, it will also have a lesser exposure in the market. So you could also start as a data analyst and then move on to data scientist, as Bishal did. Bishal is actually business analyst, which can be also called as data analyst. It's a good start. So after 6 months to 1 year, you can switch, right? So if you want me to say what is the best, it really depends on you. If you can put a little extra effort, data scientist is good, or you can start with data analyst. Both are fine. AI requires a lot of technical knowledge, so you should be clear about choosing AI. So AI, I would say maybe not. Nitin has a question. Can you tell about the projects you have done? I think he told. Did you, Vishal? Can you just give me a quick brief about your projects, please?
yes, sir. So, while creating all the projects, our team usually focus on how we can create all the different projects on different algorithms. So you can see that our projects consist of like classification and regression also, clustering, and CNN also, like deep learning. It's from the deep learning and time series also. Like we basically created projects from all the different categories.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have another question. Do you have a gap in resume? Okay, the gap in resume. So, okay, this I can take this question. Lots of people who are successful have a huge gaps in the resume. 6 years, 10 years. I can bluntly say it won't affect. At least not in today's world. It used to be 10 years ago, but as we speak, it doesn't affect. And in fact, if you take up courses with DataMites, you get 5 to 6 months of experience as an intern in one of the AI companies, including my own company, Rubik's. So what happens is you're not really going after the gap. You already resumed working for 5 6 months. So your previous gap does not matter. Okay. All right. And thank you very much. Madhuri Mane has a question. What are the things required for a technical interview? How do you prepare yourself for interview? Vishal.
So for technical interviews, you have to like basically focus on statistics and machine learning, like all the different algorithms and deep learning also, and some questions of Python also may come. And how can we prepare ourselves for interview? Like first of all, we have to usually take notes of ourselves so that we can learn. If you consider the notes from different persons, it may be different, and it may be difficult for you to learn from those notes. So I would suggest that you should take notes of your own, so it would be easy for you while you can learn, or while when it was like need for the revision part. And you can also like visual with you can use the reference of video also like LMS, which consists of all the knowledge. And another one thing that I used to study is like interview questions. It is also good for learning all the new topics.
All right, so having your own notes is good. I'm going to tell you one application which I use called as Notion.ai. I have pinged you in the chat box if you guys are looking at it. Notion.ai. You can use a free one. So I'm going to just share my screen and show it to you. Okay, hope that's visible.
Yes, sir.
Try this. This is an amazing. I mean, recently started using it. Before that, I used to use some other tool, but this is amazing. So you could actually jot down things. You can summarize. For example, if you have read some blog which makes sense and you want to summarize it, you can just give the link. It summarizes it itself and it keeps the notes of it. So it's like more ChatGPT and your notepad and your learning notes built in. It's really effective when you want to store the knowledge, have a Q&A section. You can also ask it to assess your knowledge, right? So it's like kind of a notebook, your notes and then ChatGPT mix, and you can use a free version of it. So this is something which you can try. Okay, and I'm recently started using it. It's really amazing, so I recommend that. All right, so I think that's all the questions we have. DataMites team, any questions from YouTube or other channels? If not, thank you very much. Bishal, I wish you all the best. And as I always say, first job is just a stepping stone. You don't really worry about, what kind of work and your salary and many other things, which I think you have a decent, but you need to really focus on learning and then stepping up in your career ladder, right? And don't
Yes,
forget to keep your hard work. You've been studying 4 or 5 hours. I think you should continue doing it for next few years in your career to actually reach the heights in your career. I wish you all the best, Bishal. Thank you very much for taking this time.
thank you, sir.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much. I hope this is helpful for you, and I wish you all the best as well. Thank you.